What's up, everyone? So, gonna talk a little bit about safety equipment today. I got a package from Summit, ta-da, with a new helmet in it. So, if you have not been any sort of sanctioned racing, whether that's at the drag strip, doing autocross, or trying to do some sort of track day, you need to know a little bit about helmets. I'm going to go over my old one, and I'm going to do a quick little unboxing of my new one. All right, so G Force Racing Gear, safety equipment company, is who I have my current, or I guess old, helmet from at this point. They do normally come in a nice little bag. I'll take it out here. Hey, shout out to Horsepower and Pizza while you're staring at that. Also have a YouTube channel and some sweet gear, including this flag. Go hit the subs for them. All right, so out of the bag, this is nothing special. I got this helmet for about 200 bucks a few years ago. You can see I slapped a GoPro mount on it and have the dark tinted visor, which is kind of nice out in the sun, but honestly I leave it up because it's kind of hard to breathe with it down. But nothing real special, just regular old matte black helmet. It does have, that's your mount point for a Hans device, or a head and neck restraint system if you don't know that terminology. Basically that's something that was introduced actually after Dale Earnhardt, to help basically keep your spine in alignment with the rest of your head and neck, so that for whatever reason you're in an accident, you don't have like a spinal cord injury. So nothing special with this one. And the big thing you need to know about helmets are two things. One, you need to know what you're using it for, right? So autocross events and some of your smaller local drag strips do not care what type of helmet you have. I'll explain to you that in a second. The other big thing is you need the helmet to fit. Most manufacturers have a size chart either on their website, or whatever vendor you're buying the helmet from will typically list that as well. If you don't know your hat size, you can measure the circumference of your head with like a tailor's like tape measure, and get a pretty good idea. So you want it to be snug, but you don't want it to be squishing your head. The padding on the inside, after you wear it for a few times, will, get worn down and sweaty and all that fun stuff. I wear a size 7.5 in a hat, if you're familiar with like fitted hat sizing. And this is a large, which correlates to about that size. I'll stick it on here for you in a second. All right, so this is helmet on, and you can see it squishes the cheeks a little bit. You kind of want that. You want it snug. It's not going to wobble around like so, but you also want, it's not compressing your skull or your mouth or your cheeks. You want it to be comfortable, right? If you're doing an autocross event, you might have this on for about 2 to 3 minutes for a run, a couple minutes beforehand, a couple minutes afterwards, maybe like 5 minutes at a time. Drag strip, probably even less. But if you're doing any sort of track day, you may have this on for 20 to 30 minutes. You want it to be comfortable, right? Can't see me now. Here, this is important, right? This is going to tell you what this helmet is certified for, or to, or however you want to phrase that, right? So Snell is one of the sanctioning bodies that does safety testing for helmets. Now, if you ride motorcycles, you may be familiar with Snell. Most motorcycle helmets are rated Snell M, M being for motorcycle, right? So in the automotive racing world, some places will allow you to wear an M helmet. But once again, that's typically smaller local drag strips, or sometimes local autocross events will allow it, or maybe they just don't really check. Now, if you're doing something higher level racing, track days, or somewhere that they do check, you actually need an SA rated helmet, and that's what this here. That SA number is going to be followed by a date code. This is a 2010. So this helmet was released 11 years ago at this point. These things have a life cycle, right? The helmet itself, I've never dropped it or anything. It's in pretty much perfect condition, right? However, it is no longer acceptable in certain sanctioning bodies in regards to the current standards. So these get updated every 5 years. So this is a 2010. There was a 2015. And now the latest that came out, just released in October, is 2020. Most places will accept a helmet that is the current or the one past date code. So this helmet in a lot of places is now officially expired. Hence why I bought a new one. The other thing with these that's different from a motorcycle helmet, they're tested a little bit in regards to single impact, but the inside liners are typically some level of flame retardant. That doesn't necessarily mean fireproof, but it does mean if your car for whatever reason catches on fire, you might have a little bit of better chance of not having really terrible burns or potentially surviving. Motorcycle helmets are typically not flame retardant. That's the other big difference. So now I'm going to put that one away. We're going to open up my Summit box, take a look at the new one, and we can kind of compare. The other thing that I have been researching basically is the new helmet standards. So remember, once again, my old one is a 2010. I skipped the 2015 because mine was still good, and now I ordered a 2020. Supposedly the new ones don't fit the same. There's more padding in the inside of the helmet, so they run a little smaller. I ordered the same size. I ordered a large again, and I'm hoping that this still fits. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to send it back and order an extra large, I guess. I did order a different visor. Most helmets are just gonna come with a clear visor. I ordered a blue mirror. We'll take a look at that in a little bit. And maybe put that on the helmet and just set that aside for now. Ta-da! Comes in a box. Nothing exciting. I ordered matte black. This is kind of the equivalent from the helmet that I had before. It's about the same price range. This I got for $250. It regularly sells for $300 from Summit, but it was just happened to be on sale when I was looking the other day, so I decided to order one now. And let's see what we got. The box just kind of fell apart. So that's no good, I guess. Some stickers. I have one of those in my toolbox already. And the helmet comes in a bag again. This one's actually a little nicer than my current helmet bag. Open that up. And nicely styrofoamed inside. Get this open. Like I said, most of them come with some sort of helmet bag, styrofoam. Ta-da! It looks good. I feel like it looks, not that the look of your helmet really matters at all, but I feel like it looks a little cooler than my old one, just from the design of it. It kind of has that like little bit of an aerodynamic. It's not a duckbill because that goes on the front, but I don't know, whatever this lip is. So I ordered matte black again because I like the matte black. This one doesn't, initially at least, seem to get fingerprint smudges as bad as the other matte black. So that's good. And some sort of little tag on there, proper fit of your helmet. Well, too late at this point. And I grab the camera, I'll show you the inside, and then we'll check and see, make sure this thing fits. The inside does look a fair amount different than my old one, actually. And I'll grab the other one and we can compare here in a second. All right, so there's my two helmets now. The old one you saw earlier is on the right-hand side, or my right, I guess, technically on the left. The new one is the one with the big sticker on the face shield. That does come off, obviously. Like I said, they don't look all that much different. The new one is basically the equivalent replacement of that one I have. It's kind of the same price point. It's been redesigned. The helmet's named something different now. That new one is called a Revo or Revo. And the old one, I think they called that a Pro Eliminator. I don't remember. It's been a long time since I bought it. You can obviously see the difference between the face shield in regards to the dark smoke and the clear. I'll stick the camera in there in a little bit and you can look at that as well. And then I'm going to stick the new one on and I want to show you the insides of the helmet and kind of get an idea what they've changed. All right, so this is the new helmet. The good news is it does seem to fit. I will say, however, it does feel a little tighter than my old one, but once again, the padding will likely wear in a little bit once I use it a few times. So I think fitment-wise, this should be okay. Doesn't wobble or anything, but definitely a little bit tighter. You can see there's a chin strap. I can't really do this with one hand very well, but that just kind of helps you hold the helmet on when you're in the car. Visor, clear. Can't see anything with that because of the sticker right in the middle. And then if I flip. Okay, so one thing I did notice, minus the fact that I didn't take this little bag off, and one of my gripes about this old helmet is the chin strap, once you put it through and on, this tail part, there's nothing to attach it to. That kind of drove me nuts on the old one because it just like dangles down here. It's not really a big deal, but I just always thought that was weird. They could like put some Velcro over here or something, or a little snap button that you could snap it to so it doesn't just dangle. Not really a big deal. And I mean, this was a lower end helmet, so just something I would throw out there for you. Okay, so comparing the two helmets. Like I said, this one has a couple more vents in it on the front. Those ones kind of in the same spot, but they're oriented differently. A little bit different shaping. The visor, shield, whatever you want to call that, they're pretty much the same size roughly. Let's look at the eye port here. Now the eye port is important. So that's going to be how much visibility you have. And I'm going to guess they're probably pretty close to the same. Yeah, no real major difference there. I will say the new one has a little bit more of a seal around the face shield. Once again, I usually wear mine up or maybe part of the way down just because it gets really hot and steamy in there with it down when you're in an enclosed car. If you're in a convertible or something open, you might want it down just from wind aspect, but I usually run with it up. So what I will say, the big difference, I'm going to flip these over. Aside from the fact that my old one is sweaty, the padding is a little bit different. So if you notice inside here, focus, there we go. The padding is all attached into the helmet, and there's a lot of padding on the top. The side padding is about the same, and it's a little softer on this helmet, probably just because it's been worn more, but definitely a little softer. Now, if we look at the new one, stupid bag, the padding, a little firmer, a little bit more in the forehead area, and it's not fully padded in the top, just in the center. The rest of it is some sort of styrofoam or composite type deal. One of the other things I noticed as I was putting this on is the new one actually has a removable padding. You can see that little snap button there. You can unsnap these, and then you can actually wash these, which is nice, because if you looked at my other one, it was a little gross inside there. I'm in South Carolina, so it gets pretty hot in a helmet in the summer. But yeah, I feel like they fit relatively the same. Like I said, this one's a little tighter. Not sure if just because that one's more worn or this one is just a little bit tighter, but I would say that the same size fit for me at least. All right, and finally, I bought this Mirrors blue smoke one when I ordered this new helmet. The visors are not interchangeable between different helmet model types typically, but I wanted to wait until I tried that new helmet on before I opened this up. I'll probably stick them on here. So there's the new blue mirror smoke. Looks pretty cool. I'm going to stick it on the helmet. I'll show you what it looks like from the inside of that. That's going to be somewhere in the realm of actually lighter than the dark smoke, despite how dark it looks because of the tinted shade. Plus, it looks really cool. All right, so I swapped out the visor face shield. Took me a while to figure out what size that is. All you do is unscrew this thing. Weird size. There you go. 5/16 hex Allen key. I thought that was kind of strange, but anyways, yeah, let's take a look. Yeah, the blue mirror looks pretty cool with the black. I'll have to turn the camera here. We'll take a look inside. We'll kind of compare it to the black dark smoke that you saw earlier. I don't know how I feel about the sticker on top with that one. It does come off. I might take it off. Looks a little weird. All right. Yeah, I had to loosen that a little bit. So there we go. Visor up. Visor down. Cuts the light a good bit. Strangely enough, I think it might actually be darker than the black dark smoke color. One other thing I noticed, seems to attract a lot of fingerprints on the blue mirror. It kind of sucks. I just have to clean it off all the time unless you want to have fingerprints all in your field of vision. And then, oh yeah, the blue smoke's definitely darker actually. Interesting. Yeah, just the regular tinted one is not as dark. I didn't expect that actually. I will say, I did also notice a couple other things with the new one. The Hans device anchors are covered with these little rubber things. That's what that is right there. And then the front portion of the helmet right here is seemingly a little longer forward in front of your chin and open a little bit more. compared to this one. You can see this one even looks a little bit more square. I found that the new one, when I flip the visor down, it doesn't fog up or seem to get as hot in there, which is nice. And then actually you can see nicely the dark smoke. Let's see if we can compare here if I flip them upside down. Okay, dark smoke, blue mirror. So besides the difference in tone, color tone, the black one is actually a lot lighter. Didn't expect that. All right, so kind of closing comments here. If you need a helmet and you're racing, you're going to want to get a SA rated helmet. They're going to be more expensive than a motorcycle helmet that you can usually get from any sort of motorcycle shop, which kind of sucks. However, they are required by certain sanctioning bodies regarding racing. They're also fire retardant. They go through a little bit more safety testing. They come with anchors for a Hans device if you ever need one of those. And they also have a few other features that you're not going to find in a motorcycle helmet. If you start getting into the more expensive ones towards the $800,000 range, some of them will have provisions for in-helmet radios. They'll be lighter. They'll have provisions in the top or the side of the helmet for a fresh air tube that you can hook up to bring fresh air into your helmet if you're doing longer endurance type racing. You can also have a drink tube in there. But if you just need a helmet for safety purposes and doing whatever sort of semi-amateur automotive sport you're into, something like this works great. Once again, this was about $250. The different color face shield, they all come with the standard clear one. The different color ones, I think that was about a $65 purchase from Summit. They're somewhere in that realm, $60-$50. They come in a bunch of different colors. That color, dark smoke, light smoke, clear. There's like an orange color, and I think one or two other ones. Those are going to vary by brand. I do not have any affiliation with G Force. I did just buy this one because I had a G Force and I liked it for the price point. If you're looking at an entry-level helmet, there are a few other brands that fall anywhere between the $150 and $300 price range. G Force's lower end offerings are one of those. Zamp, Z-A-M-P. They're also a cheaper helmet manufacturer. And RaceQuip. RaceQuip kind of has some helmets in that same price range as well. Once again, you can spend lots and lots of money on one of these if you really want to, but I wouldn't recommend it unless you're into real serious racing. I actually almost bought the carbon fiber version of this helmet because it is lighter. However, once I was looking at the details, this is 3.5 pounds. The carbon fiber is only 3.2. The carbon fiber helmet was $530. This was $250. 0.3 of a pound didn't seem worth it for me, particularly if I'm not doing any sort of endurance racing where head fatigue plays a factor. So once again, if you're looking for a helmet, big things, make sure you pay attention to the rating with what you're going to be doing. The other thing is, I would highly recommend, if you've never bought a helmet before, find somewhere, maybe a speed shop or a safety place, that you can try them on, because you don't want to buy one that doesn't fit and then try and smash your head in there or have to return it a bunch of different times. I bought the same size in the G Force and the similar helmet because that's what I had before, and it still fits pretty well. However, if you've never bought one of these, don't know what hat size you wear, you may not want to just try and start ordering a bunch of helmets from Summit and be paying shipping and restocking fees for 3 helmets after you finally find the right size. So if you can find somewhere that will let you try them on, that would be good. Some helmets will fit better than others depending on the shape of your head, whether it's more of an oval or more round or more square or whatever. But I found this fits pretty well for me. So, ta-da! That's it. That's my new helmet. If you have any questions about helmets or even other safety gear in general, drop it in the comments. And we're gonna bring you some new content soon. I've really been slacking. You saw before, part of my car out, the Mustang at least. Still got some piles of parts here. Not much. That's not for the Mustang. Just some those little smaller stuff. And then these babies, these are going on the Focus. I'll show you those once we get them on. I bought a set of rotiforms, nothing special, but they're going to be my daily wheels. Those are going to take on track / autocross duty, and we're going to work with this car for now until we hopefully buy something new.